Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, today, 85 years ago, Prime Minister Winston Churchill gave his famous speech to Parliament. He stated, "I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat." He was speaking at a turning point in world history, the start of a 5-year struggle for freedom. We meet today at another turning point for global freedom and democracy. The post-World War II global order lies in tatters. The post-Cold War peace dividend has run out, and a post-democratic world order is in danger of becoming reality. The world's autocracies grow bolder by the day. For too long, we have turned the other cheek to their transgression, to their aggression, to their repression. We were too economically dependent, too weak, and too complacent. To stand up for values that our forefathers died to defend. For the past 75 years, Europe and the United States have lived by a common code, one forged in the aftermath of the Second World War by leaders like Truman, Eisenhower, Adenauer, and Churchill. I have dedicated my life to the transatlantic alliance. From my earliest memories, I admired the United States, the shining city on a hill. I listened when Kennedy and Reagan said Americans' alliances were worth defending. Denmark has been a close ally of the United States for decades. We have been a good and reliable ally. To say otherwise dishonors the Danes who stood shoulder to shoulder with the United States and who gave their lives. Yet today, the values we jointly defended are being replaced by words from our history books. Territorial expansion, spheres of influence, might makes right, and, of course, America first. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that America will return to the heart of a global alliance of democracies. But hope is not a strategy. And that's why this year's Copenhagen Democracy Summit will take a different tone. We need new thinking and new formats. Europe must throw off its naivety and complacency to rebuild a world order based on the rule of law, to stand up for free trade and to deliver peace through strength. Freedom is not free. It requires investment and sacrifice. Today, I have published a 5-point plan for European defense. It sets out what is needed for Europe to defend ourselves, by ourselves, because we are running out of time for our leaders to turn words into actions. Russia is not waiting. Last year, Russia spent more on defense than all of Europe combined. Moscow's defense spending will exceed 7% of GDP. If we want to prevent another war in Europe, Europe must rearm intellectually, morally, and militarily. Not in 2030, not in 2035, but now. We must bring our economies on a war footing. European public spending in defense must surge to 4% of GDP or more. We must attract much more private capital for investments in defense from pension funds, equity funds, and financial institutions. Because an investment in defense is an investment in freedom and peace. Ladies and gentlemen, I know Putin. He has his eyes on NATO territory. And our intelligence services tell us the same thing. We can stop him only by rebuilding our deterrence. Effective deterrence requires that our enemy realizes that the price of aggression is unbearable. Effective deterrence requires our enemy understands that our strength, our will, our resolve will deny him victory. How we end the war in Ukraine will be a litmus test for the free world. Europe is beginning to grow a backbone with plans for a coalition of the willing. But plans are not enough. The coalition of the willing must not become a coalition of the waiting. Ukraine needs ironclad security guarantees, not just assurances that will be forgotten when bombs stop dropping. Make no mistake, frontline democracies around the world watch Ukraine with existential concern. Taiwan wants to know if we stand firm against authoritarian aggression. So, for the world's democracies, now is the time to show the world's dictators our collective strength. The challenges before us may be grave, but I remain an optimist. We can forge a stronger alliance of democracies, not based on geography, but on shared values and common purpose. An alliance that combines free trade and economic cooperation with security guarantees and democracy promotion. An alliance that recognizes the defense of democracy demands both soft and hard power. Friends, the months and years ahead will not be easy. But history shows us that freedom always prevails, but only if we're willing to defend it. 85 years ago, today, Churchill ended his speech by saying, "Come then, let us go forward together with our united strength." So today, I will conclude by calling on the world's democracies. Let us unite in a strong alliance of democracies. Let us protect and promote freedom and democracy. Let us fight against the dictators. No surrender, no submission, no appeasement. Peace is precious, but freedom is priceless. The fight back starts now. Thank you.